for no scalper. You a scalper? Then fuck out shit. This one's for them real collectors. That's army building and posing figures. Marvel Legends, imports, mini matey, I'm fucking with them. Hype beast, we know about you. Stay buying figs, don't know about it.
Yes, sir. We're officially back at it. This is Boog Nice coming at you with a quickie non-spoiler review of MCU's Captain Marvel. I was able to check out the flick yesterday, Friday, March 8th, 2019. As soon as I got out of work, I went to my daughter's school, picked her up, and we went straight to the movie theater for a 5 p.m. show. So I was able to sleep on it a bit. I got up early today, and my daughter actually helped me put together a little list with some bullet points. So I'm going to try to stick to the script here and read through these. Again, this is non-spoiler, so no worries. And hopefully I can knock this out in 2 minutes. So the movie opens on the Kree homeworld, which I thought was cool. It reminded me of, I guess, Batman vs. Superman or other movies that opened up on interstellar homeworlds. I thought those bits were done well. It was a decent introduction. Jude Law's performance was decent. Good to see him in that role. The supporting cast, I thought, was decent. It was good to see Demon Hunshu, I forget his name, the dude that was married to Kimora Lee Simmons for a little while, but we saw him in the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, and it was good to know that he was definitely of Kree origin, and to see some of the Kree homeworld and the people there. Like I said, all of those bits were well done. Ben Mendelsohn, who I enjoy in a variety of roles, he was the Skrull General Talos. His performance was decent. The Skrulls were very uniquely done. Probably not what you would expect. Overall, the makeup and the CGI for them seemed a little lackluster. They were true to form as far as their abilities to shapeshift, but overall, I just wasn't a fan of some of the transformations, or the Sims as they called them. The relationship between the Kree and the Skrull was pretty unique as well. In fact, there were some very real-world implications between their relationship, and I think those real-world implications could probably spark some political debate. The costume designs were on point. I really liked how Captain Marvel's suit looked, and even though Brie Larson's body type was slender, not as muscular or voluptuous as her comic book counterpart, her costume still fit nicely, and it looked really good on screen. I think her overall performance was decent. She was fit. Definitely a stark contrast between Captain Marvel in the comic books and Captain Marvel in the MCU, but I do like how they explained the origin of her powers. I like how they displayed her power set, but again, the CGI seemed a little dated. Talking about date, most of you know this movie was set in the 90s, and I think the set designs, the clothing, the music, it reflected that well. Some really nice callbacks to that time period. I really did enjoy those bits. Samuel Jackson, Clark Gregg, who play Director Fury and Agent Coulson, their makeup or CGI or whatever they had going on to make them look younger was really well done. I thought it looked good. However, it was obvious that Samuel Jackson was not a younger version of himself as it relates to like some of the choreography and the movements, and he looked kind of old on as far as his movement goes. But again, the makeup and everything was good. I thought the pacing of the film was good. Even though I did fall asleep a couple of times, my daughter had to wake me up. I don't know if I was more exhausted or bored. I don't know. I was pretty exhausted. Like I said, I had worked the full day, and then we went straight to the movie theater. Stan Lee's cameo and tribute, I thought it was really well done. Definitely make you tear up a little bit, maybe. We saw Ronan. We saw the Kree's might, basically, and we got to see Captain Marvel really show out in the third act, which I think was pretty strong. Not as many Easter eggs as I would have expected for the last movie before Endgame, but there was quite a few. Make sure you stay to the very end. There were 2 after-credit scenes. It's worth a watch in the movie. It's worth a watch with a young daughter, or daughter if you have a daughter, no question about that. It came across to me as something that was not absolutely necessary for you to see, for you to know what's going on in the overall big picture of everything that's going on with Thanos. But still, you shouldn't miss it, though. It was sort of like the Frontline comics, the comics that were coming out during Civil War and other big events that give you more insight, but that are not absolutely necessary to the main event. I still wouldn't miss this though. And overall, looking at this as a big comic book series, this is still a side issue that you probably shouldn't miss. I've been saying decent a lot. It was a decent flick. It didn't knock my socks off. I give it like maybe a 6.5 out of 10. All right, so we'll be talking about this on the A.C.B.A podcast a bit this week, and then really diving into it in depth in the coming weeks. Talk to y'all soon. Peace.
That's crispy.